Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel here on Global Conquerors, our weekly podcast, Conquest, episode 19. We're back on Sunday, March 17th, which is when we're recording this, and as you know, usual, this is your host, SMGFrenzy, joined with...
AssassinADC, as you guys know me as my gamer tag. But we're back with another installment of the podcast. It seems like I got more energy than my co-host. He's drained or whatever he said he is. Anyways, yeah, we got a good amount of topics this week. Um, so we got a lot to talk about, and
Yep.
there's a good amount for esports. There's a little bit of general news, but
Yep.
not as much. But um, yeah, so. Quick disclaimer: we have obviously y'all guys know we have a Minecraft series. There's gonna be an episode that is just gonna be SMG or Mokhtar, POV. I don't want to talk about it, but we had Minecraft decided to have a technical difficulty on my end. We weren't able to record this duo version. I guess so. It's gonna be a solo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's gonna be pretty short, but hopefully the next by the time the update rolls out to fix the issues, that episode is gonna be fully dedicated to the Nether. So just giving y'all a heads up if y'all are confused by the episode that comes out. So yeah, but let's get right into the podcast. Let's not waste any time and start us off, Mark, with the first topic, man.
Exactly, back to our esports gaming section. We start off with 100 Thieves in the LCS got fined last week for $5,000 for one of their players walking on stage wearing open-toed shoes. He wore open, like, toed Crocs. And, of course, that's, like, a rule break in the LCS because of, like, all the hazards and stuff. You have to wear closed-toed shoes. So it's kind of funny because the day right after, 100 Thieves made all their players wear Crocs except they wore closed-toed Crocs, and then a few days after that they got a partnership with Crocs. So this ended up being a gaffe turned into kind of a blessing for 100
Yeah.
Thieves, you know?
So be honest, like, what's the whole point of if it's open or closed toe shoes? I don't. Why
So
does it really matter?
it does. It's the same thing like when you go to like theme parks or like even transit places. They tell you to have closed-toed shoes because open-toed shoes are more likely to first fall off. It's more easily for you to injure your feet because if hard objects fall on them, if they get stuck between things, there's actually a prone for that area of your foot to be injured. Sometimes lightly, sometimes severely. So just blanket rule: everybody wears closed-toe shoes. That's yeah.
Does it really matter in the esports world?
Yeah, because lots of the stages do have moving parts that can be kind of dangerous. So,
I mean, guess I mean, I don't think it should be a thing. It doesn't. I don't think it's really much of an issue. I would understand for like in real like in person things like theme parks and stuff and go karting stuff like that. I would understand that, but it's them playing video games on a main stage, and I mean, obviously, you gave it your what you just said that there's moving objects, stuff can happen, stuff.
mhm.
So I understand. It's a little bit weird, but uh, excluding what I just said, yeah, they got fined five. What was it, 5,000 or 10,000?
5,000.
So they wore, yeah. So then they they wore Crocs the next time they were on stage,
Hmm.
like closed,
Yeah.
and then they went as a partnership. So like you said, it was a blessing. It was pretty cool. Especially we know Hunting Thieves are good for known for good collabs.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
don't point into think Crocs out of all things. Partnered them. It's pretty amazing. So it's a win for them
Hmm.
or loss win. I guess you
I
could
think
say.
it's more of a win than a loss. Lots of
I
publicity
mean,
around it. Yeah.
they got 5,000,
Yep.
but this the player or the org?
It
The org,
was
right?
the org itself.
No,
Yeah.
so yeah, it was cool though. I mean, I saw it and I was like, yeah, this is pretty funny.
Hmm.
I was like, I thought it was a marketing idea, but I guess it wasn't. And
Hey, it just turns out that way sometimes.
I mean, that's cool though. I get to see another big collab like that. So,
Yeah, exactly.
uh, yeah.
But on to next topic. This one, as we're recording it, just finished about half an
Oh,
hour ago. The HCS Optic Major in Arlington, Texas just concluded with the champions being Space Station. Optic kind of choked. really hard during that. They were up 3-1, and Space Station was able to bring it back and stop Optic from resetting the bracket 4-3. Optic, you could
Yeah.
tell, lost momentum after the fourth game, and they were
Hmm.
not able to bring it back. But other big highlights from this event actually was that you had Halo Pro Wotum, which was on Team Foe. His team, with him specifically a mouse and keyboard player, they had the highest placement of any mouse and keyboard player in the league. I think it was top six. If
Think
not,
so.
yeah, I think it was top six. If not top
For
six, it's
sure.
top nine. But yeah, this is the first time in the HCS scene that you've seen any mouse and keyboard player climb that high and be able to hold his ground against pros. So absolute congrats to him. And then also for the winning team, Space Station.
Wait.
This, huh?
Oh, wait. Go ahead. I'll go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll add in that. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah.
Finish it.
For the winning team, Space Station. This is the first time a European player, specifically French player, Legend, spelled with a Q, had their highest placing being first place. So two big achievements in the Halo esports world today.
Or Europe,
Yeah,
mainly.
yeah, yeah.
So it seemed like okay. I'm gonna say that. So what's the name of the team that was like Fubo or what is it?
Team Foe.
Team Foam. So if y'all don't know, that team isn't an. There's no org behind them. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get picked up by a team or someone funds them. But I think that roster is gonna get picked up by a team. They did such an amazing job. They beat Sentinels, which was like the start of their like momentum swing into the thing.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, obviously they talked about how he's there's a massive keyboard player. I mean, he was making history. Um, so I mean, it's good to see. Obviously, we kind of knew this. I mean, obviously, controllers dominate that scene a lot,
Yeah,
or like, I guess the FPS console shooters, I guess you could call it.
for the most part, yeah.
So it's good to see that. I mean, obviously, this proves that mouse and keyboards can't compete in Halo.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's cool. Obviously, it seemed like okay. So Quadrant, let's talk about Quadrant. Quadrant kind of collapsed after Legend left, and we could see why. Um, I mean, they didn't do bad. They did compete with FaZe on the first day, but I mean, I kind of expected that from everybody. Everyone struggles on the first day back into LAN after being off for so long time.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, Legend. It seemed like Legends was like the best European um player out of that region for a while.
Yeah,
Um, so when they did announce he was going to be the pickup, it was like confusing to people. But I mean, it kind of worked out in the end. I mean, he's a good player. I mean, he deserves it. He played amazing. I mean, that team. I don't think got better, but they did get it better in slaying,
yeah,
which is
that's
weird to
for
say
sure.
because Penguins now Dead Zone improved optics game too because they look better than without APG.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, because they dominated phase like the times they beat them.
I think the way to look at it is that Optic feels better overall, but like marginally. While Space Station got the one brick that they needed to fill in their gap in the road and be that consistent top tier team. Is I think the way that we can look at it. So
Yeah. So I mean, people thought FaZe was gonna win this, but they didn't really look that like convincing this weekend.
yeah,
I'm not saying that they won't bounce back because I think they will. But yeah, I mean, I kind of noticed it because they would always, I mean, they would always be Optic,
yeah.
and the way Optic were beat them this weekend, I think they 3-0'd them twice, right?
I think yeah,
I know they 3-0'd them the first time, and then they 3-0'd. Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, I mean, FaZe, I think the only team they lost to was Optic. I would assume. I think they only lost to Optic.
I'm looking at the bracket. Yeah, they lost to Optic, and then obviously they lost to Space Station. In the
They
no,
did.
they lost to Optic twice. That was it.
Yeah,
That was
that's
it.
what
That
I'm
was
saying.
it. Yeah,
They didn't lose to anyone else but Optic.
yeah.
So they didn't play PlayStations. Space Station. So who knows how that would have ended up if Optic did that? I don't know what they would have done. I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't have been close because I think the series was close. I think Optic just let it go away.
Yeah.
they could have easily reset the bracket, and with that, if they would have won, I think they would have had more momentum. And who knows what the second series would have been like. That's a what if or what could have been
I don't know. That what
question.
if was shut down regardless during the Space Station Optic
But
match. I think it was game 4. They played on Solitude
I
Strongholds,
knew,
two
I knew it
fifty
was
to
50
three.
to 3. Yeah, it was kind of, yeah, it was over. Besides, I think all the games were close, but that one, right?
No, because the game right after wasn't close either. The Slayer was 50 to 41 or so, and it was the last 3 games by Space Station when they won consecutively. They had a bigger gap as the games went on. The games that Optic won in that series, they were close, but when Space Station won, they had a gap. So when Space Station has a lead, they tend to hold on to that lead pretty tightly. There's
Oh.
the other game that was closer. There's the second game, the CTF on Imperium, where they went to double overtime because it was tied 2-2, had in-game overtime, then still had almost played a full second game of Imperium, where Optic ended up capping, I think, 9 minutes in, so it was long.
You're talking about the CTF, right?
Yeah.
There's a CTF where they played a full replay,
Mm-hmm.
and they did it again. They went to a double overtime.
Yeah.
Optic won that.
That one.
And
That
then
one. Yeah.
there was a game where they tied in the Slayer,
Yeah,
which
the
is
first game
insane.
they literally went 50-50 in the very first layer, which is wild.
Which is insane. Which means, I mean, I don't know, man. I was watching it. But it was insane. I was like, if this is how the first game's gonna go, this grand final's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good
It was good.
to in a point.
Well, if you're an Optic fan, it was good until game 4. If you're a Space Station fan, you guys are partying tonight because this was great. But again, like I said, I
Again,
think we easily see that these two teams I think are going to be what defines Halo for the rest of the season already. Space Station's already been known for being really good. Optic being having one of the legendary rosters in Halo. It makes sense that they're up there. We'll see who's the top 3 later on. Maybe FaZe can rebound and have more oomph in them. Maybe we'll see some other teams like Team Foe potentially rise. We see C9 rebounded massively from last year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in Halo since this is just our first major of the season.
and the crazy thing is the next one won't be until May.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's talk about that real quick before we move on to the next topic.
Yeah, go for it.
Obviously, FaZe didn't look good. Sen did not look pleasable at all.
Yeah.
No, they didn't get talked about at all because they got bounced in the first day. C9 made an upset. I mean, they didn't do much, but they did come from open
Hmm.
and they went undefeated. So an open bracket team went undefeated. Uh, Crazy. So yeah, it's a crazy, but
No, it's fun when there's
yeah.
competition
Let's
like
talk.
this, though.
Wait, okay. And then why there's 4 events
Yeah.
and they're all 2 months break from each other? Why? Is it really the last year of Halo? Is this like the way it's
It's
going?
I wouldn't say it's the last year. It's just that it's I don't know. Halo kind of suffers from not having a studio, the same way COD kind of suffers by not having a studio where they can play their regular season games before the majors. If you remember pre-COVID 2019, both HCS and the CWL at the time, they had CWL had a studio in Columbus. Halo had
Well,
the
they
ESL
still
studio,
technically do.
technically,
They just
but
won't play out of it. They're not gonna spend money on players on the team staying there.
it's dumb though.
That means they
But
would all have to relocate to Columbus,
it's what the LCS
play
does in
there.
LA though, and Halo did the same thing with the ESL studio in Los Angeles, and like I said, COD did the same thing with CWL in Columbus, and you would be able to watch basically every regular season match, like how you see in League or Val, would be on LAN. So everybody was already getting LAN experience for months on end, and it would at least feel like you're watching an event months on end and help build up hype till the major. Now both COD and Halo have just all online, so no crowd. Pros are at their HQs or at home playing, and then people don't generally like to watch these virtual events. Halo kind of needs it because we have nothing else in between months on end. COD, I don't remember what the breaks are between majors. I think COD's coming up to the second one. right?
Yeah, we're on the next week is the major two.
Major two,
So I
yeah.
think they take a 2-3 week break and then they have matches for a month.
Hmm.
Their scheduling is terrible. I don't. But yeah, I think they break 3 weeks or 2 weeks after the major.
Yeah.
They start practicing, get into the qualifiers again. So
Yeah. But
sorry.
like these two leagues, they kind of suffer from having majority online events, and it's also playing Overwatch with their championship series too, where it's majority online until you have these 1 to 2 big events, and people just don't want to watch it. There's nothing building hype or there's just nothing building up to the major. People to then tune in during the major to actually live what they actually want to see during the normal season, you know. So
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah. Yeah, besides that, like I said, Halo, congrats to Space Station for winning this major. We'll see you guys live again in 2 to 3 months for the next major. Next topic is, ironically, we can already mention this, but CDL Major 2, hosted by Miami. COD posted the bracket. I just had it for a second. Let me pull it back up again.
But
The bracket for the winner's side of the Miami Heretics Major 2, the winner's bracket has Optic Texas versus Miami Heretics, which will be an insane match to watch live in home territory for
no.
Miami. Huh?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I
For
guess you could say that, but Miami is complete utter dog.
Hey man, maybe land with their fans might give them more oof, you know?
They lost 2 series back to back on land. They didn't win a single series. The first Miami finished. Let's see. Let me see. Week major two qualifiers. All right. Miami only won 2 matches.
Against. Do you know who?
Let's, uh, um, I do not know.
Okay. You know they only
Uh,
just won two.
they only won two. So who they beat? I think they beat Carolina,
Hmm.
and then I think I don't know who else they beat. Breach? Did they beat? Yeah, I think they beat Breach, or it's either Breach or LA Thieves.
Okay.
But anyways,
If you're a Miami fan, this optic match might be your blessing or might be your your downfall during your own event sent to the losers bracket instantly. But besides that, you have Toronto Ultra versus Legion, Subliners versus Breach, and FaZe versus Thieves all in the winners bracket. In the elimination bracket, you have Ravens, Surge, Rocker, and Gorillas waiting for their opponents. So
okay. I'll actually have the matches for. I'll tell you exactly.
go for it.
Miami. What is this? Probably see it on my screen. So Miami.
But as while you look for
Well,
that,
well, well. Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
well,
okay.
the event takes place this weekend, right? If I'm
Next
correct.
weekend. Next
Next
weekend.
weekend?
Oh, the weekend is coming. Oh,
Yeah, the
well, when
upcoming
this goes
weekend.
live, it would go live tomorrow,
Yeah, yeah.
April, Friday. So, this is what they. Okay, so this year 7 matches. Miami played. They got 3-0 by Toronto,
Hmm.
3-1 by FaZe, 3-2 by Legion because they got reverse swept on there. They beat. They lost LA Thieves. They got 3-0 by Subliners. Okay. So they beat Ravens and they beat Miami or
What?
Minnesota.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Uh, yeah,
fun. That's fun.
yeah, not, and then
And the first match is against Optics, so that's great. That is great.
not. You want to talk about?
I
I
mean,
mean, you want to
for
talk about
you,
it?
yeah, like you, since you watch CDL more than I do these days, going into this Miami Major Land 2 event, you're like glowing radioactive. Okay, there you go. There, never mind. You're going
What
in
happened?
between like glowing radioactive on my screen because of your
It's
computer
because
lights.
I'm doing the.
Yeah, but
I'll take out my glasses.
no, it's not even your glasses. It's your
I know, I
face is
know,
bright white.
I know. Go ahead. Well, I have it up right
Okay.
now, but
Yep.
we can talk about it.
Going into this major event, who are the favorites? Who are you not looking at towards this event?
So I've been watching a bunch of them. Optic has improved their S&D, which was the issue they had the most.
Mm,
FaZe is always a candidate, and Ultra are obviously the champions of last season. Last major, they played. I mean, they only lost to FaZe and Optic, and I think they lost to Boston. I'm not 100% sure. But and then so FaZe, Optic, Subliners, and Ultra. Optic finished with the first seed. They went 7-0. Subliners finished with the second seed. They went 6-1, only losing to Optic, which was today, which was probably a couple hours ago. At when we FaZe lost today to Gorillas.
Feelings? Okay.
Yeah, they. So from how it looks, Optic are favorite and New York are favorited.
Okay.
Um, so Optic went undefeated. They beat Ultra, and then they beat Subliners. Um, Legion has a chance if they play good against Ultra. They have a chance. They look good this year. This is the this stage.
Yeah.
Breach have gotten better, but they just have yet to prove it. Thieves got better with their change, but they could beat the lower teams like you should. And then, I mean, they're not great either, but they could beat the lower teams. But when it comes to the top four, which is Optic, FaZe, um, Ultra, and New York, right?
Hmm.
Obviously, there's a big difference, right? There's a gap. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So it looks like Optic and New York are like the most favored to win it.
Hmm.
But we'll see when we get there. So if you want to know how big the gap this year in COD is, you know how we used to talk about like, hey, every year's supposed to get competitive, and it did until this year.
Yeah.
So the top four teams is Toronto, Atlanta, FaZe, Optic, and New York, right?
Yeah.
Toronto have 210 points. FaZe have 195 points. Optic have 170, and then New York has 120.
Okay. Okay.
Now we're gonna enter the bottom 5 to 12, right?
Yep.
Minnesota 85 points. They're what is that from? So they're like 40 points behind New York. They're almost 100 points behind Optic, almost 100 points behind FaZe, and almost double of what Ultra has. Right? Seven, 75 points Legion, 70 Surge, 8 Miami has 70, 9 Gorillas has 60, 10 is LADs with 60, um, Boston at 11 with 50,
Hmm.
and Carolina with 45. So you can see the difference between the top four teams and the rest of the only Ultra have been only before the split. I think they went undefeated.
Hmm.
So they had that many. They had a lot of points. Yeah, I think no. They went 6-1, and they only lost to FaZe, and FaZe lost to Toronto twice. I mean, I don't know. Just know that the top four is miles away from everyone else in the league, and it's pretty
Yeah.
sad. So,
That's always fun.
but yeah, clarify. Optic, New York are favorited because of how they performed this split.
Yep.
Um, it's just how they plan to perform at LAN. Obviously, LAN's a different environment for everybody. Everyone either plays better or worse. I don't expect Optic to get worse. Um,
Yep.
their S&D improved against, and they beat pretty good S&D's teams this split. So good to know that they've gotten better at the game mode, they were struggling.
Hmm.
So yeah. From right now, Optic and New York are favorited, but obviously Optic because they finished undefeated. Um, so I'm excited. I can't wait to watch that weekend of COD. It's been a while since we last, and who knows if these teams that made roster changes end up playing better on land? I would hope so.
Yeah,
And if hopefully Miami don't get bounced in their own major like Boston did.
yeah. It's not looking
Um,
too hot though right now with how they're starting.
yeah,
Maybe
not
we'll...
the best first person to play. Maybe the Vamos are gonna help them, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, by the time the next podcast will come up, we'll definitely know by then. So, but yeah, we'll have to wait
Hmm.
and see till this weekend to see what happens to Miami and the rest of the teams in this for the second CDL LAN event. On to
Yep.
if you have anything else you want to add to COD or no, all right. On to Apex. So Apex was hosting the ALGS Year 4 Pro League Split 1 regional finals for North America, and all things were going well up until a tweet that you sent me maybe like half an hour ago, and it just kept getting worse and worse. During the finals, multiple players were getting hacked by an unknown source. Some of them were getting wall hacks, some of them were getting aimbot, some of them were getting speed. It was out of control. And Apex just tweeted 4 minutes ago, due to the competitive integrity of this series being compromised, we have made the decision to postpone the NA finals at this time. We will share more information soon. So, Apex Finals Online gets completely disrupted by hackers. Everyone is now accusing Apex of having the worst anti cheat system in the world because this has not happened in any esport ever.
Hey,
So,
yes, yes. This looks really bad. Obviously, yeah, it looks pretty bad. Don't get me wrong. But can we talk about how insane these hackers are getting now?
mhm,
Dude, how the hell does someone account get hacked in the middle of a game? And not just any game, just they're in a pro game. Like these are for qualifications.
yeah,
Good look. So obviously the clip of the guy, great dude. He's won on land 3 times. So he's not he would never. It's if you've won on land 3 times. What I mean, obviously on land they check, they give you the PC to play on, right? They
yeah.
or whatever. So he's well known, respected because he's won on land 3 times. So he doesn't cheat. He's won 3 times on land and he doesn't cheat. So for something like this to happen, it's insane. Um, so people think he cheated. He exposed his cheats.
Mhm.
He doesn't cheat. If he's won on land, no, he doesn't need to cheat. So so yeah, it's crazy to think that hackers are getting this advanced
Mhm.
to get into a private lobby like that and just hack people's accounts, giving them aimbots. Um, Apex, you need to fix the anti cheat.
Oh yeah.
You just prove to everybody you have the worst anti cheat. I thought COD anti cheat was terrible. Holy no, never mind. Y'all just exposed yourselves in the middle of a
It's the
pro game.
finals. The
In the
finals.
finals of a pro game. This is just like online. This isn't the pro. These lobbies are like locked for in code base to get in. So that guy just got in there, hacked. Oh, dude, it's crazy to think that happened. So,
I mean,
um,
like we
yeah,
were
that dude didn't
saying, it's
cheat.
something we've never seen before. Like, if you have hacks for a game, those kick in when the game starts. This is mid round, and all these
That-
different pros are getting completely random hacks just attributed to them.
There's something like this happened, but it didn't happen as like a cheater got into the lobby. The guy was cheating online and got hacked, or his account got banned online on LAN.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's because he
He was
activated.
really good online, and then when he got to the league, he sucked, and then he got dropped, and then he went back to being really good.
Yeah.
Then he got to LAN, got smoked, and then when he got back online, and then they were going to the last tournament, his account got banned for cheating.
Hmm.
But no, dude, Apex got to get their stuff together, man. 'Cause
If they want to be taken seriously, they kind of have to, because this is a big deal for everybody involved. So. We'll
Yeah.
see whenever these finals get rescheduled, but I know all the players involved are gonna be kind of mad because like now they're having to defend themselves on Twitter for people who aren't reading Apex's message that went out about it not being the players' fault, but because someone was able to get into their servers and cause this to the players. You're gonna see these cheating accusations thrown everywhere now, which is really dumb. But the internet's gonna do what the internet does,
Apex, you got
unfortunately.
to do better than that, man.
No,
You got to
yeah,
do better.
100%.
Please do better. You're making your pros look like they're cheating,
Mm-hmm.
in front of everybody in the community. That because if it wasn't, if it, let's just say, if people didn't know what was going on and it was just casuals, they would assume this lobby is full of cheaters, and they're letting cheaters into the pro league and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they got to clean it up. Hopefully they do something about it. Quickly possible.
Mm-hmm.
This just hopefully this motivates them to do better and improve their anti cheat like really good. Because stuff like this shouldn't be happening, and it does. I mean, it doesn't even happen in general. So,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we had the DDoS thing with League, but that's different though. This is this is hackers getting into lobbies and hacking accounts. Good. I mean, obviously the guy from the clip, you saw the clip. Obviously the guy didn't. Obviously he noticed something was wrong, and he instantly like backed out of the lobby.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, obviously these pros have, I mean, respect for each other's. I would have hoped so. Because if he had cheats, I mean, if he wasn't like a pro, if he was just some regular dude and try to qualify for the, he would have taken every advantage he could. But luckily, yeah, he noticed something was wrong and he backed out of the lobby. Um, yeah, it's crazy. So,
Well, he did the right thing versus the other pro. I'm not sure if you saw the clip of Imperial Hal when he got aimbot. He was like, "Let me just not shoot." Walks outside, starts shooting when he got aimbot.
but it's not. I mean, at that point, I think he was just trolling. I don't think he was gonna abuse it.
No, yeah.
I would see because he said I'm not gonna shoot, and then he proceeded to shoot. I would assume like they caught on and they were just gonna cancel the game. So I think he was just joking around.
Yeah.
But I don't think. I mean, he's a top pro dude. I mean, I doubt he would have done that to get some type of advantage. But do better, Apex.
Yeah, do better, please.
Anti cheat, y'all just got slammed. Jesus Christ. So yeah, do better. That's insane. That something like that happened. Um. So
Yep.
yeah, do better. That's all I'm gonna say. And hopefully they could clean it up. Man, hopefully we could actually have a respectable final.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
We'll go from there. Yeah.
so
Yes.
hopefully we'll have updates by the next podcast. But if not, then
Yeah.
we'll see though. We'll probably have an update by the next podcast. Yeah,
Exactly.
but
Exactly.
that's everything. So we move on.
Yeah, we move on to the general news section. If you follow anything British royal family, even if you don't, you might have even just heard some whispers about this. Catherine, Princess of Wales, better known as Kate Middleton, she had a controversy recently. She was out of public eye for a while, and she just reemerged with her first family photo. This is a big deal in royal news, and people looked at the photo really hard as they do with royal figures, and they noticed something that her face appeared to be photoshopped, and they went back and found that there was an image of her face from a few years ago that apparently she said she was toying around with and photoshopped into her current face. So now people have no idea what she looks like right now. They're wondering if her hospital stay might have negatively affected her and disfigured her face, and that the royal family is now trying to hide that there might be something wrong with her. So I know, like,
I
to us, like the Americans, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but like to people who follow the British royal family, this is a massive deal because she is
wait.
the
Did you send me anything like that or not?
I don't think so, no. But like for those who don't know, she is the wife to Prince William, and his father is currently King Charles. So once King Charles abdicates from the throne or passes away, who knows which one will happen? Most likely passes away down later down the line. Prince William will become king, which means she will become queen consort, right? So public, especially in the UK and those who follow the royal family, desire to know everything about their royals. And with her releasing a photoshopped image of her face, people who follow the royals are like, something's happening behind the scenes and we gotta know.
Sorry. I was looking forward to this Apex thing,
Yeah.
and someone said This clip just made Ricochet look good. If you don't know Ricochet's COD's anti-cheat, and we know how dog
Oh
it
man.
is. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great either.
Mhm.
And yeah, this thing the Apex hacking thing just made him look decent. So that's pretty sad. Yeah, but I was trying to look for that thing the picture, but like I don't
If you
even know where to put.
type in Kate Middleton, it pops up with the image instantly. It's her for kids that she's holding on a chair.
Oh, I see it's
But
trending.
but like when you first look at the image, I don't think you would think that it was Photoshop. But like I said, people who follow the royals and definitely like this, they notice everything. And it was so fast that like news outlets put like a warning to other news
This
outlets
one?
not I cannot tell, but
This
no,
one? No.
no,
No.
no, no. That's like from years ago. If you go on Google and just type in Kate Middleton and then you click images and then it's like the third one. I'll show it on my camera. Can you see me? Looks like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said
This
in the
one? You talking about this? Like this
yeah,
picture right
that
here is the
photo.
one that's go viral?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like from a
It
glance,
looks
it doesn't
Photoshop?
look out of the ordinary, right? But
You when zoomed up, it doesn't look good.
yeah. No, it
Yeah,
really just
yeah.
doesn't look weird from a glance.
How does it, people got?
People got Hawkeyes, man. It is wild. But yeah, the British royal family is trying not to comment too much on this and hope that it goes under the rug, as there's other things that they want to focus on. But we'll see how this controversy turns out. Our second news, I think, is the bigger story here in the United States. If you have not been paying attention, the House of Representatives or in our Congress has overwhelmingly bipartisan voted to ban TikTok and other apps that are considered that are made by foreign adversaries, right? So this wouldn't just affect TikTok if it passes the Senate and gets signed by the president. It would affect other apps made by countries like China and Russia, like I'm sure you've heard of Alibaba or what's it, AliExpress, Tencent. Bunch of like gotcha games, anime type games are made in China, hosted by Chinese servers. Bunch of like, there's a lot of foreign things that China makes that are on phones that if this passes will be gone. And of course, the most well-known one is TikTok. And the big question that a lot of Americans have been asking is, and I'm not trying to get political because this is a bipartisan issue. The big question a lot of Americans have been asking is this the most important thing to do right now? Because the concern is that China is stealing your information. They're looking into you and getting all the information that they can have in their database. When I think 99.9% of Americans know that the U.S. government is always collecting your information as well.
They're collecting information right now. They're collecting our information right now as we speak.
Yeah. From
The moment you
apps,
make
phone
it,
recordings, texts, internet search history, all of that. They
when
have.
you go get license IDs, when you your credit card info, they know that. They know about it. So just because I think it's just because they don't have this information and that's it. I mean, they have so much information, but because they want more and they want to be the only ones to have it, that's why. But obviously, I told you about it. I'm not gonna get too much, but like, is it really that important? Like,
Yep.
is this really the most important thing? Like, really? Like, come on. Like, how?
It's just funny though, because this has been in discussion for
Bro,
5 years though. Because if you remember with the previous president, he was also like, "We're gonna ban TikTok," and now we're in a different administration, and they're like, "We're gonna ban TikTok." This is and it's all like I said. This is like it's political but not political. It's the China bad. We just see China. Everything Chinese is bad. So since China is bad, I know people are listening like they can't see my finger points, but like in quotations, TikTok has to go, and anything that's made by a foreign adversary has to go because they are spying on you and collecting your info. When we all know dang well that our own government is spying on us at all times and also collecting our info at all times. So,
it's because they don't have it. That's why. If they don't have it, they want to get rid of it.
well, yeah, because if TikTok was an American app, this wouldn't be an issue. And you saw what the deal is with it. They said if this bill gets passed, Either TikTok gets banned or the owners of TikTok have to sell it to an American company. That stipulation right there. You already know what the motive is.
And from the way I see it, the TikTok guy is not gonna. He's not gonna sell it. He doesn't want to. He feels like he has no reason to, and I agree with them. You might disagree with me. Obviously, I'm not trying to get political, but he had every point he made towards was good points to a point where this whole thing is a bunch of bogus. And I mean, I, I won't say it, but I was gonna say something that might piss some people off, but nah.
Mm.
Should I say it?
It's up to you.
What?
No, it's up to you.
Don't. I stand with the CEO of TikTok.
No, go for it.
I stand with him. I mean, I feel like the U.S. has other more important things to worry about than this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not affecting nobody. This is gonna, if you know, TikTok has grown a lot of content creators slash businesses from the guy. I mean, obviously, the owner has talked about like the key points on why they should stay and this and that. TikTok has helped create businesses. It's helped people on the TikTok shop has been helpful for some people. Obviously, that's up to you if you want to trust it, but
Mm-hmm.
people have been selling their products on the TikTok shop app, so they've been able to. So this will affect a good amount of people that use TikTok for business wise stuff. Um, but let's just say it does get banned, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't. I mean, I don't see a reason to. There's gonna be another app that comes out eventually, similar to it.
Mm.
We've gone through this before. Musically, Vine. Then what it turned into from Vine.
It was straight into TikTok. TikTok's been here since 2016, surprisingly.
No, but like Vine or Musically turned into Vine though,
Yeah,
like
and then
that,
Vine just straight died.
and it died, and then TikTok popped
TikTok took
up,
its place completely.
and then it didn't become an issue until
Well,
last
because
year.
in 2016, TikTok wasn't big. TikTok didn't explode in America up until COVID era.
Yeah,
So
because everyone
2020.
was inside just making dance videos.
No, yeah, exactly.
But
And here it is. And like we talked about many times, how other apps have tried to emulate features of TikTok. You have Reels on Instagram. Snapchat has their little section. YouTube has YouTube Shorts. Twitch even has a little section now on the mobile app. Like everyone's trying to emulate TikTok because it's a short form video that's vertical, easy to watch anywhere on your phone. So, and the difference, like I said, is that all those other apps that I named are American owned. TikTok is the only one that isn't because it's adversary Chinese owned. So.
he's from Singapore.
No, the owner's from Singapore, but TikTok is like owned by a
I
Chinese
know.
company. So
Obviously, that's a joke. You know, he was
yeah, yeah.
like, they're asking about if he was like a communist or like this and that, and he's like, I'm from
It's like
Singapore. I
I'm
serve
not
my,
even Chinese, mate. What are you doing?
but um, it's dumb.
No, it's
Hopefully, it
not. Yeah.
doesn't get banned. I don't think it should be banned. There's no point. But like, I'm not gonna say it because that one's controversial.
Hey,
But
I don't even use TikTok, and here I am defending it with you. Like, it's a dumb ban all around.
okay, the reason why TikTok is the most popular version, and I've obviously we've seen other apps. The reason why TikTok is doing it better is because other apps have it clustered into their apps. You so obviously Instagram.
Hmm.
Instagram originally was just for pictures. It didn't even have videos. Remember that wasn't a feature.
Yeah,
Obviously, the videos became a thing. They didn't have stories. They didn't have anything.
yeah.
It slowly. That's how it was, which makes. But little they started adding. Oh wow, this is famous because Facebook has it. Well, Facebook didn't even have that originally either.
That is true. Yeah,
Snapchat had its own way. Remember, Snapchat was only just stories
it's just yeah.
and then text people. And then they got their own section of reels because they realized that's what the game is, and everyone. Um, so they clustered those things from like what TikTok did into their app, and it just the app looks all the apps look clustered now. Reels has its own section on Instagram, which is Facebook has their thing, which it looks all clustered and randomly thrown in there just for people to be able to It just looks clustered. And TikTok is just straight videos. It's just there's no cluster to it. There's nothing. It's not. Is obviously it's the app is dedicated to what it was made for.
Yeah.
But because these other apps thought, well, this is what's popular and what's big, let's eliminate it. And why not? Why make a new app for it? Let's just throw it into the original apps we have, and it just clustered. It looks clustered.
Yeah.
And then look, I'll tell you. Look, let's go. Let's go. Let's see. So you got Facebook. Facebook. I'll give you a good example. Let me open it.
Yeah, go for it.
Homepage. Everyone knows that homepage. Then there's a video section. A marketplace, a dating app, a notification, and your profiles. Remember when it was only three little things, which was home, your pictures, and your profile, and notification.
Yep.
And then they remember. Look, okay, let me see. Look at this.
There's a lot on the Facebook
Oh,
page now.
let me not try to expose anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. I mean, okay, whatever.
Someone's in a relationship is all we know. But
From 2019. Anyways, that's not the point.
yeah, yeah.
Stories was not a thing until Snapchat. When did Facebook have that? Let's see.
It was like a year ago.
Home, this marketplace, dating, notification.
No, also
You know
like
how
wait, it also got so cluttered that they had to move Facebook messages off of the Facebook app and put it on a separate messenger app.
Exactly, but now it's right there.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
It redirects you to the messenger app when you click it.
Which is stupid. It's so clustered. Let's see. Might as well. Snapchat. Everyone knows Snapchat, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not trying to expose myself to nothing. So, obviously, stories,
You have
right?
stories and you have the reels.
You go all the way to the right here.
Yeah.
Reels. What the why? Why is this? What? No one gives a shit about this.
No, yeah.
Let's see.
No one more Instagram, I guess.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Instagram. I don't want to open Twitter because you know Twitter. It's a scary place to open.
Yeah, so you have your normal Instagram feed, and then you see all the other. You have like where you add your
Why
stories.
is
When you go to browse,
third-
you see that it looks different.
You go here,
Yeah.
browse,
And then when you
They
click on the
literally have
videos, like
and
the
then you go
video,
to video,
yeah, and it's like it's just TikTok all over again.
and no one likes it because it's all clustered.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean,
And
like I said,
TikTok.
every app.
Now let's go to the prime example. Clean. It's perfect.
Yeah, because it's meant
Your
just for them.
homepage, obviously, your For You page, the market, obviously, is not on its own tab. It's just you slide it over.
Mhm.
So they cleaned it by putting everything on top. They didn't add everything on the bottom like how other apps do. Right?
Yeah.
So it cleans it. Obviously, your friends that add you back, your messages, and then your profile. Clean. Your search things all the way up here. It's only videos. It's why? Because it was made for that reason. But because these apps saw that it was like the new thing and the popular thing,
Mhm.
they just added it into their apps and made it clustered. And that's I don't know, man. I can't. And then Twitch. I don't know. I'm not gonna go through it.
No, yeah, we have
Twitch
enough
does it
examples.
too.
Yeah, Twitch does the same thing. But we just have to wait and see because, like I said, it's not confirmed to be banned just yet. Obviously, we have to wait for the U.S. Senate to vote on it. And if the Senate votes on it, we knew if the Senate does confirm it, we do know that the president said that he will sign off to ban it. So we're just waiting to see if the Senate does vote to ban TikTok. We don't know what day they said they're going to vote on it yet, so it's currently up in limbo. But TikTok, like you said, their owner sent out a video putting his plea for fans to go out and like defend his app at all cost. But
Yeah, I reposted the video
Mhm.
right here.
no, yeah. Well, we just have to. Yeah, the video. Well, you just have to wait and see what ends up developing with the TikTok ban / adversary foreign apps bans in the United States. But besides that, I have two other news stories I forgot to add on. One, the volcano in Iceland we were talking about a few months ago erupted again.
Again.
again. It's like the fifth time.
I think you said it's gonna happen again. We just don't know when.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I guess it happened
It
again.
happened again.
Come
So
on.
yeah, evacuations happening. If it happened to somehow be an Icelandic viewer watching this, please heed local warnings and follow the news, what they're telling citizens to do in Reykjavik. And then the other news, which I don't know how I forgot to add this on the list, but SpaceX did their third test of the Starship rocket, which was their most successful. Remember, this one time I give Elon credit. This one actually went to space, separated nicely, came back to Earth, blew up on impact of Earth, of course, because they're still testing. But it's their most successful test yet, because, if you watch the video, rocket goes up, separates from booster, booster returns back to North America. Booster was supposed to do a soft splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico, doesn't do a soft splashdown, crashes into the Gulf of Mexico. The main rocket went over, was supposed to do a soft splashdown in the Indian Ocean, reaches the Indian Ocean, crashes into the Indian Ocean, rocket is lost. But we now know for a fact that these rockets can successfully go to space. So the very hard part of going up and separating is done. Now the only part they gotta do is, how do we land this thing?
So we're looking at a couple months, maybe a year.
Yeah, I think they said they want to do 12 launches this year for test. So this is their first. They're going. They're going.
That should be, yeah. Okay. Do your thing, Elon. For once, you're not in controversial stuff with Twitter.
Yeah, this is good stuff from Elon and his team at SpaceX. So
Just
congrats
stay
on the launch.
there.
This is
Stay
best.
there. Don't do this Twitter stuff, bro. It's not for you. Stick to Tesla and SpaceX. Get us, and damn, think about a different design for your Cybertruck, bro.
I
They
mean,
kind of
maybe,
look
maybe
funky.
not Tesla, just SpaceX.
Don't worry, dude. The Tesla truck looks a little funky, bro. I've seen it in person. It doesn't look as I thought it was gonna. It looked better in videos and pictures, but dude,
In person, it's kind of ugly.
it is
All
pretty
we
ugly.
gotta
In
say.
pictures and videos, it looks pretty nice, but now you up and close, I'm like, yeah, this
Mm-hmm.
garbage. But I like his. I like that. He kind of like made electric cars very popular. So
Oh yeah.
you on that, but stick to SpaceX and Tesla. Stay away from Twitter
Yep.
as long as you can.
Yep.
Um, Sell it maybe to the guys from
Nah,
TikTok.
it's not happening. But yeah, I think that's it for our news this week. So if you want to wrap it.
Sure. Uh, Thank you guys for watching this installment of the podcast. Be sure to go back on the channel and look at the other previous podcast and the OG podcast. That's what we're gonna call it. Um, where we did controversial topics. I miss those days, but we gotta keep it respectful. But we had a lot of good topics, a lot of good talks, a lot of back and forth. So it was good. It was a good episode. But the most important things are you make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you know when we upload. We got a bunch of videos we're gonna be working on. Obviously, the Minecraft thing, gotta make some tweaks, but that doesn't matter. Make sure you follow our socials in the link down below.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this has been your co-host, Assassin, with the host.
Frenzy.
You don't say SMG no more?
SMG Frenzy, Belpois, Lego Boy 2712, whatever you want to call me.
We are out. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Peace.